Okay, here we are again. And I am on vacation, people. I'm on a 9-day vacation. First week I've had off since my job moved back to Athens. And I am so relieved because they've been working me to death. Anyway, with me on the sofa, as usual, is my wife Bonnie.
Yes. Hello.
And there's a place here in Athens and in Atlanta called Mediterranean Grill. They got 4 locations apparently, and so we got takeout today, and I just finished off the rest of it, and it's I guess you'd say Greek/Turkish food, and I'm stuffed. I got really full this afternoon, and but I figured, like I told Bonnie, my first day of my vacation, I'm gonna eat like a Roman emperor.
Well, I thought it was important that we also start off this week by purging everything related to work from your mind, because I don't want you to think about it for the rest of the week, because you have told me that you're hesitant to take time off because you feel obliged to be up there and help your coworkers. The last thing we want to do is think about your job this week, dear. So let's purge it all in this episode, and then the next episode will just be about, yay, being off work.
Okay, in that spirit, I'll tell you a little story. 3 or 4 days ago, something spilled out of one of the packages at work, and everybody was like, "What is that nasty smell?"
So what did it smell like, Lance?
I described it as smelling like menthol fried chicken. And this woman I work with, she was actually gagging while she was trying to find it. Anyway, she finally found it, and most of it had already spilled out. And she put it far away, and we kept working, and it was irritating me. I was like, I got to find out what this is. So I went over, and I pulled the invoice out of the little bag thing on the front of the package. And I read what it was, and I went and looked it up, and everybody's watching me when I went into the computer and looked it up. And I went, "Oh my God!" And they said, "What is it?" It was deer repellent, a 46-ounce bottle of deer repellent.
It spilled everywhere, all over the other mail, right?
It was all over the conveyor belt.
So people are going to get their mail going, what the hell is that smell? My God!
There were packages that were soaked in it.
Oh my God.
And anyway. So, it still stinks up there. I couldn't take it, and I went and got a bottle of Pine Sol and dumped it all over where it had spilled on the floor. Then I went and got some. The next day it was still stinking, so I went and found some Comet, and I dumped it on top of it, and it still stunk yesterday when I was at work. It's horrible.
You guys really do need things like the vomit cleanup stuff from school or cat litter to soak up the fluids and such.
All we have is cat litter up there because we had something spill about a month or so ago, and custodian went and got me a bag of cat litter, and that's all I could do was just dump it on the floor to soak up the liquid.
So the custodian didn't actually clean it. The custodian just gave you the cleaning stuff. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and stuff spills all the time. Oh, last night, there was a package that had partially broken open and the contents came out. And the thing I saw first was a package, and it was described as chocolate-covered Oreo, and like a single Oreo covered with chocolate. And I was trying to, I found the box it came out of, and I was starting to put it back in, and the whole box collapsed. The box was full of little glass bottles of cannabinoid, is what it was described as, cannabinoids. And they came with droppers. It was like eyedroppers or nose droppers or something. And plus it had some sort of lotion made with cannabis. But I thought, they packaged this with chocolate-covered Oreos. Very weird. So anyway, the box was just so disintegrated that we had to get some tape. And I had said, "Oh, I think I have some tape in my car." Meaning I'll take the cannabinoids out to my car. So anyway, we got it wrapped up, and people package things so flimsily. They don't understand how their package is going to get treated in the automated system.
Much abused.
Yeah, shit falls out all the time and breaks. Oh, I'm miserable stuffed now.
Speaking of cannabis related, Peter and I were out this week. We're walking out of the store through the parking lot, and I'm going, Jesus Christ, I'm thinking this to myself. Did somebody run over a fucking skunk? And the smell is fucking intense. So we finally make it halfway down the parking lot to our car, and Peter pops the trunk. He goes, I almost got high off of that. And I went, oh shit. There was somebody, as he called it, hotboxing in his car. It reeked. It really reeked.
Well, let's see what's going on this week. The Trump campaign is having a total meltdown because they do not.
Trump had public meltdowns this week. He went and did a hour-long news conference.
He is insisting that this helicopter story did happen. It doesn't matter what the other person supposedly involved in the story says, it did happen.
The guy Brown is now 90 years old, and this supposedly happened when he was, in office as president? Gavin Newsom
I don't know about that.
He was on the flight with him. And the other person, I think, may have been Jerry Brown or something?
Well, apparently the Jerry Brown thing was a separate helicopter ride, and they think that's probably what he was talking about. But
he's lost his blood.
But he's insisting that it did happen, and I hope this whole thing
blows up in his face.
And I left a comment on YouTube tonight saying, it was like some news video about this whole thing, or the whole Trump campaign exploding, and all the comments were like, "Oh, we got this in the bag," and Kamala's going to win. I said, "No,
if we don't show up
if the Electoral College is still standing in our way, because she could overwhelmingly win the popular vote, and if Trump wins Bumblefuck County, Nebraska, he'll get the whole state and therefore tip the electoral votes in his favor. We've got to get rid of this anachronistic, stupid, outdated, nonsensical system of electing our president."
Yeah.
So anyway, I can't believe how full I am. There must be something in that food that expands in your stomach.
Well, first off, the wraps were pita wraps. So that's a thick bread. It's not a thin one. And then they had falafels in them. And then one had, two of them. One had two different salads, like what they call Jerusalem salad and some other kind of salad. And
why didn't you get any little falafel balls or whatever they call them?
I didn't need them because we ordered that third falafel today. We normally get two of the falafel pitas, but I also got the vegetarian pita, which had all the extra salad as well as the falafel in it. And so I split the stuff in half, and I ended up eating half of my regular falafel wrap and then a couple bites of that other one, and I was out. And you ended up getting all the yogurt sauce because I can't handle the dairy, and I defaulted to giving you the hot sauce today because I needed to be pushing it and push my luck, eating it.
This is like the third, maybe fourth time I've eaten food from that place, and in the past the hot sauce was
pretty good and hot,
but today it was extra hot. It was unbelievable. But it was tasty though.
Hopefully tomorrow we'll get to go visit the Ethiopian Eritrean restaurant here in town. They've got 6 vegetables on the menu most times, and they have a 3 vegetable plate that you can buy. And I thought, between the two of us, we'll get 2 of the 3 vegetable plates and get one of everything, one of all 6. And then the injera bread. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm really looking forward to it. And honestly, when I passed up the hot sauce today, I was thinking, I'll save my, dose of hot sauce for tomorrow.
do they have hot sauce at this place? This
I
Ethiopian?
assume so.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never eaten that
I
type of
haven't.
food before.
I haven't either.
Years ago, when I worked at UGA, there was a guy there, and he had gone to an Ethiopian restaurant, and he was talking about the spongy bread that you soak
Yeah.
everything up with.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I'd ever even heard of Ethiopian cuisine.
Now, that's not true. You heard about it in Harry Met Sally, who made the stupid joke.
That movie's not aged well. And I'll tell you another movie that's not aged well is another one of his lousy movies. I hate Billy Crystal, by the way.
Cowboy thing?
City Slickers is such a crappy movie.
Yeah.
And the whole, I don't want to get into it. I could have a
Well,
huge analysis of the stupid
There was
movie.
one scene that I can now relate to in the City Slickers thing. His mother calls him at 4:12 in the morning, the moment my baby was born. And I still think on the kid's birthday about when they were born each day. Reed late at night, Peter early in the morning.
Yeah. The woman who played his wife in that movie looks so much like I can't think of the woman's name.
Not Victoria
Something like Sandoval. She played the love interest woman in the first Conan movie, and I used to think it was the same person for a while. So I got to remember to put those sauces in the refrigerator when we're done.
Yeah, there's a yogurt sauce that needs to be put up because you burned through those hot sauces, didn't you?
Yeah, I can put those yogurt sauces on something else. Sandwich tomorrow, maybe a spinach wrap or something.
Yeah.
God, I got something in my eye now. Oh dear.
So have we purged everything out for the post office? Have you finished talking about it? And we can forget about it for the rest of the week? Or is there anything else you need to add about this week?
No, I mean I've gotten to the point where I'm used to the job, so
You poor old guy. I wish you had a desk job.
I don't
I'm
know.
dragging up the stairs every day. Every day I see you, I go, oh man.
We were waiting for our food today. We were sitting and we got a takeout order, so we're waiting for them to call it. And this married couple came in to order, and they're standing in front of us at the counter. And the dude had a not completely bald, but significantly balding spot in the back of his head. And I pointed and I said, "And is my bald spot as bad as that?" And Bonnie's like, "Oh, great."
I gave you a chance to get back. I said, is my butt as big as hers?
Oh my God. That dude.
But see, he had a strange thing where the sides of his hair were receding, like over the ears. And I was like, I've never seen anybody bald like that before.
Well, not only that, but he had a little pot belly, and he was sort of roly-poly. And the thing is,
She did have a bubble butt.
if you want to go bald, I mean, I'm sorry, if you want to, but if it happens to you, stay in shape. You'll be fine. But just, I'm going bald. Might as well, eat.
Add on a couple beers each day.
Yeah, exactly.
A 6-pack.
Oh dear.
I remember you used to work with somebody who had a man shed out behind his house, and he kept it well stocked with beer just in case something happened. It was always full of beer.
Yeah, he was one of these types that is the default. Beer is like my companion in life, and it will solace me.
He's the one that went to New York and said there wasn't anything to do or see up there.
Yeah.
He's just so hick.
Trying to think significant topics to go over. Um,
I'm going to be another year older in a couple of days.
yeah, Bonnie's birthday's coming up.
Oh, God help me. Never thought I'd live past 30.
I always assumed I'd live to be a long time. Live to be an old man.
I'm at that point where I'm like, I've lived twice as long as I ever thought I would. But, I was an adrenaline junkie in my 20s, so. Yeah, this one thing we've commented on recently is both of us are shocked that we lived long enough to reproduce because we did some stupid ass shit in our youth.
I didn't think about it at the time, though, but I did all kinds of just foolhardy things, and not just that, but I was also in a lot of dangerous situations when I worked at the tree surgeon
Yeah.
company. Oh my God, I could have gotten killed 100 times on that job.
Mm-hmm.
One time, we had a regular truck we used, and I was the bucket operator, and the job was to trim trees around the power lines. So we were under contract for Walton EMC, and there was a sort of like a valley, and the power lines that ran through this right away through this area were really high, and so they gave us a different truck for that day, and I mean I must have been I don't know, I think it was 60 feet in the air, something like that. And I'm trimming the trees, and down below me, I hear the guy who was the foreman yelling, "Hey, hey!" And I'd heard this buzzing, crackling or sound, and I thought he was warning me that there's a bees up here, hive of bees up here. I turned around to look, and one of the branches that I had just been holding on to had fallen across the power lines, and they were on fire. And I had to use. We had a the saw was at the end of a long fiberglass pole, so I used it to knock the branch off the power line. But I could have been killed.
Yeah, you could have. And just a couple weeks ago, somebody at your old workplace lost their fingers in an electrical fire.
Yeah, it wasn't a postal employee; it was a contractor doing some work on the building, and he got electrocuted and it burned off 2 of his fingers.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was a horrible job, trim. But at the time, I was 20 years old, and I didn't know any better. I just, take. Oh, and the thing is, I was getting paid I think $6 an hour.
Oh my God.
And it was 10-hour. You had 3-day weekends, but you worked 10 hours a day.
Welcome to the 1980s, folks.
And so, no, this was 1990.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
And so, with the 3-day weekend, you could get really drunk or fucked up on something on the weekends.
Cheap booze.
Every payday, we'd stop by the
white clear liquor. I did. Our friends mixed white clear liquor. What's it?
Well, rum, gin, green alcohol.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
I'll
mess you up.
We didn't have my roommate and I didn't have a bank we banked at, so we got our paychecks cashed at the liquor store. So naturally, you're going to turn around and spend some of it on liquor.
Yeah.
They had this stuff. It was labeled as moonshine, and it came bottled in a mason jar with like a sort of a faux rustic label, and it was nasty. And I mixed it with Donald Duck orange juice.
Oh Jesus! Cheapest shit there is.
It was horrible.
Orange juice.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, I remember I was 19. A guy I was seeing had a mason jar of clear liquid in the bottom of his fridge. I'm like, what is that? It's moonshine. He worked for one of the local chicken companies, and he would go out and meet with all the farmers, and they were all the time gifting him things, and he had gotten this little container of moonshine. Apparently, you can make up to 50 gallons for personal use or to gift it to people here in the state.
I think so, yeah. That was a big deal when that all got started. That was all before cannabis became the rage. The legalization of cannabis became the rage. Ooh, I can make my own booze. That liquor store where we used to cash our checks, that was right next to the chicken plant out there on, God, I can't think.
Chase?
It was sort of down from Habitat for Humanity. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was
It's
near
next to
the
that-
Mexican place.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, all these people would come in there with their hairnets and their white coats to cash their
the chicken
check.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh God.
Oh my God.
I can't. I did not mean to get stuffed. And I didn't feel like I was getting stuffed when I ate that just now, and now I am miserable. Oh, a little shout out, free advertising here. Trader Joe's sells these peanut butter filled pretzels, and we buy them like 6 bags at a time. Once you start
Yes, you
eating
should
them,
eat them.
they are a perfect snack or a perfect dessert, because for me anyway, I have, my body leaches salt, so I've been ordered by my endocrinologist to eat more salt. So
It's your seizure medicine that
yeah.
zaps it.
So it's not too sweet. It's got salt and it's got protein, and they're like little cubes of pretzel filled with peanut butter, and they're fantastic.
Ooh, that reminds me. I have to make peanut butter balls. Because this week I got flaky sea salt. And you make the inner part of peanut butter, and then you dip it in a dark chocolate, and then you put the little sea salt across the top of it.
I don't like stuff like that. And I as a kid, you know those peanut butter cookies with the spatula print on top?
You're supposed to do 4 times.
Okay, well anyway, I always hated those as a kid. They just tasted nasty to me. I
The
can't.
ones I didn't like were the ones that were dry and or with chunks of peanuts. And you're like, stop, don't give me chunky peanut butter.
But I do like Nutter Butters and the Aldi knockoff Nutter Butters.
Oh yeah, those are pretty damn good. I have to be careful. I do 4 at a time. I take them apart, and then I double up the filling on 2 of them, and eat the other parts plain. It's such a kid thing to do.
I never
Small
ever.
pleasures.
I never understood this ridiculous cliche of, oh, well, you're supposed to twist the Oreo open and then lick the frosting off. No, you're not. Just eat it. Eat it like a grown-up, for God's sake.
I don't know. There's something fun about double stacking it, though.
Well, that's what they
why
make double
sell
stuff.
Double stuff,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or they dip them in chocolate and ship it with your cannabinoid oil order.
Now, do you remember? You try to recreate positive things from your childhood with your own kids, and every once in a while, I would get a can of SpaghettiOs and instant potatoes, and make the kids a volcano with them. So you cut into the volcano, the mountain, and the hot SpaghettiOs come flowing.
That's one of those things where I'm like, oh no, my wife is indoctrinating my children with something I don't approve of.
Hey, it could have been worse. It could have been feeding them chicken nugget things.
Yeah, chicken strips. Let's see how much time we have here. I think we're on it. Yeah, we're way over.
I've seen the chicken nuggets that are shaped like dinosaurs. Those are pretty damn cute.
They're cute, yeah. All right, we're over the limit, so that's about it. Anything else to add?
We're not talking about work for the rest of the week, okay?
That's fine with me.
All right, let's enjoy the week.
Okay. See you, everybody.
Bye.